During the Chinese ninja exam, Snake Essence and Big Snake Pill suddenly discovered 7 gourd babies and surrendered. Tell him that the fairy released my grandfather. De Wa Xiao Sakura has boundless power. Air Wa Ning Ci Qian Li Yen Sanwa Xiaoli Jingang is not bad. Huowa Yuzhibo Sasuke Shuiwa Vortex Naruto Liuwa Invisible Zhi 7 Child Gourd every day. This is a fire and shadow novel that focuses on humor. Set vs set. Chapter 1. System loading 99%. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. In autumn, the leaves of wood and all things become even quieter and deeper. When will this system finish loading? Looking at 99% progress bar, Vortex Naruto helplessly roast. He has been traveling to the world of Hokage for 3 years. How old is he? Naruto, 3 years old. Unintentionally offending Zhan Lao, during these 3 years, although I didn't have to worry about drinking or eating, the 3rd generation Hokage occasionally brought me pocket money. But there is a system stuck at 99%, which is very uncomfortable. Naruto, he has obsessive-compulsive disorder. This is uncomfortable for anyone. Every day, besides eating and sleeping, I only watch 99%. Wandering on my own head, asking who is not uncomfortable like this. This system has no other function besides daily check that IN to earn points. He couldn't figure out how to use his points when he saw that his check that IN points had already reached 1000. Once, he also fantasized about using the system in this world, kicking Uchiha Hachiha and punching Okyuni Kagaya. But time slowly erased everything, and now he just wants to know what exactly is in this system. Naruto Vortex lay on his roof, staring blankly at the clouds in the sky. Apart from waiting for the system to start on a daily basis, I have nothing to do. I haven't thought of going out before, but I don't know who has started spreading rumors that I am a 9-tailed demon fox. Although I didn't believe in evil at the time and went out once, the scene was indeed quite frightening. Can you imagine the villagers of my village doing such outrageous things to a 3-year-old child? I walked around on my street casually, and both adults and children around me maliciously insulted me. Even worse, throw rotten eggs and rotten leaves onto oneself. Feeling the stench and wetness on my face, I stared fiercely at them. The villagers around saw Naruto Vortex staring fiercely at them. In an instant, they surrounded Naruto Vortex again and insulted together. You plague god, don't approach my shop. 9-tailed disaster star, roll out our leaves. He's the little 9-tailed ghost, right? Although he is no longer the original Naruto Vortex, he still cannot bear this anger. His eyes gradually became cold, but now there was no resistance. He quietly watched the villagers' insults. Their eyes were calm like ice, deeply remembering their appearance. At night, I secretly painted their doors with difficult-to-hear language. Image, your mother's kiss, you're not your mother's biological child. Your whole family has eaten feces. There are still many unpleasant words here, so I won't describe them further. The next morning, they also discovered these pranks. But it seems that the 3rd generation Hokage or someone else has suppressed this matter. These people are not good at causing trouble for Naruto Vortex anymore. The sigh disappeared into the air. It's not how helpless Naruto Vortex is about his own experiences, but rather feeling helpless about the encounter of the human pillar in the Hokage world. From the perspective of comic design, the beast man Zhu Li was discriminated against when he was young, and I love Luo and Chilobai. Damn manga setting, Naruto Vortex has decided not to go out. It's also good to stay at home and consider going out to see the scenery when nobody is around. Naruto Vortex lay on the rooftop slab, feeling a chill behind him. He felt like he would catch a cold if he continued to lie down, so he prepared to go down. Naruto Vortex had just returned to his room and glanced at the clock. It's already afternoon. If nothing unexpected happens, dinner should be delivered by the dark side in a while. In fact, my own life is still very good, carefree. In terms of food, there is basically no need to ask personal questions, and meals are delivered in the dark. Ding dong, is it strange that the doorbell in my room has been ringing? Usually, I put dinner at the door in the dark and go out to pick it up myself. I don't have the habit of ringing the doorbell either. What's going on today? Little brother from the dark side. Let me see what's going on. Naruto Vortex shook his head and opened the door, only to see a little old man wearing a Hokage robe with a red ninja suit and a Hokage hat on his head. The little old man was still holding a big pipe in his mouth, which was the third-generation Hokage monkey flying sun / third-generation grandpa, have you come? Naruto is still polite, greeting the third-generation Hokage. Naruto, today is your third-generation grandfather coming to deliver dinner to you. The third-generation Hokage monkey flying sun slayer held a bento in his hand, ready to hand it to Naruto Vortex. Thank you, Grandpa 3 generations. Naruto Vortex took the bento and said thank you to Hokage Sandai. Then he turned around and went to the table to open the bento, ready to start eating dinner. Sandai Huiying followed Naruto into the room and looked around the room. Naruto, why have you been at home lately? Why haven't you gone out? Sandai Huiying's face was smiling, but she was very puzzled in her heart. Bo Feng Shui Men is a very outgoing person, while Xian Jiu Xian Na is a person who is extremely lively. The little Naruto they gave birth to didn't go out for a long time. I usually stay on my roof and look at the sky when I have nothing to do. How is this inherited? Did you hug the wrong person at that time? He's not called Naruto Vortex, is he called Naruto Nara? Okay, Grandpa 3 generations. Although Naruto's face was smiling, his heart was filled with MMP. What are you doing outside on your own? Being watched coldly for no reason. Although I have many ways to retaliate against those who insult and watch coldly. But Naruto is not the kind of person who causes trouble for nothing. Since they don't like to see themselves, then I won't go out. Or in the future, change your outfit so that they don't recognize you as a 9-tailed demon fox before going out. I usually stay at home and look at the sky for 10 or 8 years when I have nothing to do. No matter how powerful the rumor is, as the protagonist of the rumor, I usually don't go out. No matter how much you spread rumors, everyone hasn't seen the protagonist. Time has passed and everyone has long forgotten the rumors. The rumors about not seeing the protagonist themselves are all unfounded, and after a few years, no one remembers this rumor. By the way, Naruto, one more thing is that you are 3 years old this year and can try to live independently. How about doubling your pocket money today and not giving you the bento? You can try cooking for yourself. Upon hearing the words of the third Hokage, Naruto fell into contemplation. Cooking by oneself is not a bad thing, but going out to buy things by oneself is a troublesome thing. Upon seeing Naruto Vortex and hearing his own words, he fell into contemplation. Upon seeing Naruto Vortex like this, the third-generation Hokage thought he didn't want to try living independently. Naruto, we can try for a week first. If it doesn't work, the third-generation grandpa can still have them deliver bento to you. Let's give it a try. Seeing 3 generations of old men misunderstand themselves, thinking that they don't want to live independently and don't want to try cooking for themselves. He probably doesn't know about being discriminated against by the villagers of Kiba. Don't ask why, it's just a comic setting. In the later stage, Kishimoto filled in the previous setting, and then Jitsuan Tuanzang became the king of pots. Okay, Grandpa 3, I'll give it a try. But do you know 3 generations of grandpas? Everyone seems to have some misunderstandings about me. Last time I went out, I heard everyone say I'm a 9-tailed demon fox. Why is that? 3 generations grandpa. Upon hearing Naruto Vortex's question, the third Hokage was noticeably stunned. He himself did not expect that someone would spread the news that Naruto is the 9-tailed. But it seems that the third Hokage has remembered something. My old friend has been staring at Renjuli, hasn't he? Transforming the 9-tailed pillar force into a weapon for Konoha. Okay, Naruto. Grandpa Sandai knows now and he will definitely help you handle this matter. You can rest assured. The third generation Hokage comforted Naruto Vortex, and then hurriedly prepared to go back. He is going to ask his old friend carefully, what exactly does he want to do? Those 3 generations of grandpas, take your time. After hearing the response from the third generation Hokage, Naruto was also speechless. As a third generation Hokage, I didn't realize that my family member Xiaoli would be maliciously spread rumors and persecuted. However, the third generation old man has already promised to handle this matter, and he should take action. Someone should be in big trouble, and as for whether this person is Jitsuan Tuanzang, he doesn't want to know. He only wants to know the villagers of Mai and their attitude towards him in the future. Although he had already thought of the worst outcome. That group of villagers dare not insult and discriminate against themselves openly, but they still speak in secret. It doesn't matter as long as they can sell themselves something. Chapter 2. System loading completed. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. After sending away the third generation Hokage, Naruto looked at the watch on the wall and it was only after 6 o'clock. After a while, after dark, you can go out and take a stroll. Third generation Hokage, since he has promised Naruto Vortex to handle this matter, he should be able to handle it. Naruto tidied up for a while, then sat on the bed in a daze, thinking about where to take a stroll in a while. At this moment, Naruto's system suddenly began to load. Detected that the host Naruto Vortex has met the system activation conditions, and the system is starting to activate, random clock in system loading. Prop store loading. Random item store loading. Loading completed, the random clock in system is at your service. Naruto Vortex was startled by the sound of the system's prompts. Naruto was about to curse at the system when he suddenly saw it. The system he had been longing for was finally loaded from that damn 99% progress bar. I heard that this NC system is called a clock-in system, it's still random. It seems that he needs to go out and walk more in the future. Heaven wants to force him to go out and walk. After a long sigh, Naruto Vortex tried to open this damn system panel. When he used to read novels, he remembered that every system was opened with his mind. Then he imagined the panel of the system. A semi-transparent system panel emitting a faint blue glow instantly appeared in front of Naruto Vortex. Current points. 1000 above is the points panel, below is the store panel. Naruto Vortex carefully examined the store panel. The store panel is divided into 2 parts, one is a fixed store, and the other is a random store as described above. Fixed body store. Food. Meat, can vary from other meats such as beef, lamb, chicken. Beverages, can vary from other beverages such as Sprite, cola, mineral water. The meat and beverages sold by the system have the effect of increasing vitality and chakra. Price. 1 point, daily food. Refers to food without special effects or bonuses. It can also be available, but it depends on luck to randomly refresh, and the consumption of points is also high, limiting purchases. Price of regular food. 0.1, special food. 2 points, limited to 99 servings, metal. A special metal that can effectively conduct chakra and is incredibly hard. The special metal strength and hardness of the system knowledge cannot even break through the tail beast jade. Price. 100 points, supply. Red and blue soldier grain pills. Red soldier grain pills can instantly restore stamina. The blue soldier grain pill can instantly restore chakras, and can only consume 10 per day. Any additional consequences will be at your own risk. Price. 10 points per pill, entertainment. Cigarettes, alcohol, computers. Computers are ordinary computers. But cigarettes are sold by the system and smoking can increase chakra, and there is no harm. Drinking alcohol can also increase the intake of chakra and is not harmful. 3 points for cigarette price, 100 points for computer price, 5 points for alcohol price, department store. It refers to the items needed in daily life, without any bonuses. Price. 0.1 points, random store. Hair dye, disposable product can change the color of hair freely after spraying on hair, 10 points for selling hair dye. The random store has 6 compartments, but now only one compartment is open. Once the conditions are met, the 6 compartments will gradually open. Except for products from fixed stores. The products in the random store are randomly refreshed and can be purchased and obtained through consumption points. The products in the random store include everything, not just limited to the world of fire and shadow. Daily points check.in has been changed from 1 point per day to 10 points per day. Specific scenario point check.in ranges from 1,000 to 10,000. There will also be random gift packages for specific scenes or character check.in. Naruto spent a long time finally reading through this long and smelly system introduction. After repeatedly introducing and contemplating these products in his mind, Naruto embarked on his path to death. System: can the meat in fixed stores be changed freely? Yes, host. Okay, I'll exchange 1 point for meat. Please exchange the meat for dragon meat. Naruto Vortex wants to die. Can it really be replaced with dragon meat? In the past, people used to say that there was dragon meat in the sky and donkey meat in the ground. He had only eaten donkey meat and had not tried dragon meat yet. And another reason is that in this world of Hokage, there is no dragon at all. So it's impossible to have dragon meat. Unless this system does not follow common sense and exchanges meat from other worlds. Sorry host, your request cannot be fulfilled. In the world of Hokage, there is no dragon meat in the meat. Please replace it with another meat for the host. Upon hearing the system's response, Naruto's thoughts were indeed correct. Then he thought to himself that I had a handle on this, and I insisted on taking good care of the system. The fixed system product introduction in the system store can be said to randomly exchange meat. Is this a bug for you? The system heard Naruto Vortex's answer and was clearly stunned for a long time, then answered Naruto Vortex. Sorry, there was no system error. But what the host said is not wrong. We can consider compensating the host with a gift package. Have you signed for it? Upon hearing the system predict Naruto's actions, Naruto was clearly stunned for a moment. After he regained his senses, he thought he should let it go this time. He has already compensated himself with the gift package, so we can't go too far when we meet for the first time. If this system deliberately makes things difficult for itself in the future, it will not be good. It's the system, I'm sure to sign for the gift package. Okay, the system gift package contains a storage space of 100 acres, which is the acre of land. 100 acres. Naruto rubbed his ears to make sure he didn't hear anything wrong. I never expected that the compensation package given by the system for the first time would be so big. It's 100 acres. He just wants to take advantage of the bug in meat and slaughter a powerful ninjutsu in the system. I didn't expect the system to play so much. I made a lot of money this time. Absolutely not at a loss. Please select the storage location for the host storage space. The electronic sound of the system interrupted the excited Naruto. Storage location. Yes, the host. The storage location refers to various parts of the host's body. Please specify a specific location. Upon hearing the system's response, Naruto Vortex thought carefully for a moment. Is there still a ceiling space for fox spirit stored on my stomach? Anyway, being idle is also being idle. It's better to leave it there. In the future, I can also take a look and see if the legendary fox has earned a reputation. Thinking of this, Naruto said to the system. System, merge my storage space into the sealed space inside my body. Okay, host. I saw a beam of light running out of the blue panel and then entering my stomach. The storage space has been placed completely. Naruto Vortex touched his stomach and felt nothing changed. But like the process just now. He always feels like he's been injected with something strange by the system. I feel very uncomfortable. Naruto Vortex will continue to carefully study the system. Take a look and see if you can still find some bugs, and give the system a hard beating. 3 generations of fire shadow apes flying sun/this side. Sandai Huiying returned to his office and said to the dark side beside him, "Call my old friend over." "Yes, Lord Hokage." The dark part around the third Hokage nodded slightly before disappearing. Third generation Hokage sat at his desk, smacking and smoking his big pipe. Not long. An old man wearing a gray-black kimono walked into the Hokage office. The old man has brown hair and his head and right eye are wrapped in bandages. There is an X-shaped scar on the chin, and the gaze is cunning and profound, giving people a feeling of being cunning and calculating. He is the root of the wood leaf, kept by Jitsuan Tuanzang. He looked at the smoke-filled Hokage office and then at the smoking ape flying sun/. "Ri-Jean, you have the dark side, call me." "What's going on?" Monkey flying sun/ took a puff of his cigarette and said. "Tuanzang, do you know how Naruto's life is now?" Upon hearing about the 9-tailed man Zhu Li, Jitsuan Tuan frowned slightly and sat opposite the monkey flying sun/. "Ri-Jean, if you have anything to say, just say it directly." Monkey flying sun/ heard his friend so straightforward. "On the contrary, I was somewhat surprised. Tuanzang, have you heard any rumors about the 9-tailed ghost in the village recently?" Jitsuan Tuanzang nodded upon hearing this. "The daily chopping was done by me." Upon hearing his friend's answer, Ape Flying Sun John snorted coldly. "I am very unhappy with my old friend's secret provocation. Tuanzang, do you know what you're doing?" "Ri-Jean, you are too kind. Human pillar strength should be cultivated as a weapon in the village. Tuanzang, pay attention to your words. Naruto is the son of the Watergate and should not be used as a weapon in the village. Ri-Jean, you have disappointed me too much. Tuanzang, I am Hokage. You cannot interfere too much with Naruto in the future. Ri-Jean, you will regret it." With a bang the sentence, Jitsuan Tuanzang was beheaded by the monkey flying sun, "I am the Hokage." I slammed the door in anger and left. This beloved scene happened again in the Hokage office. Seeing Tuanzang's departure, Ape Flying Sun Slayer reluctantly took another puff of smoke. Then he gave an unknown command to the dark side beside him, and the dark side nodded slightly and disappeared. Chapter 3. Temptation System. You are listening at novelfull.audio. On Naruto's side, he is still entangled with the system. Today he is bound to have to try the card system bug again, and see if he can still handle the unified pen. Can I exchange all kinds of water for drinks in regular stores? Yes, host. Then I need a large tube of Mu Huiye's bath water. Didn't you? Isn't that what you said you could exchange any beverage? Holy water is also a beverage. The system also noticed that Naruto had been getting stuck with bugs, and the system became a bit impatient. Sorry, host, please don't say anything that ordinary people cannot understand. This is the last time, and there won't be any compensation packages in the future. I saw the system getting angry. He knew he couldn't continue teasing because just one more glance would explode. Thinking of going out to buy things later. Naruto Vortex saw the hair dye in the random store and thought of a fun one. Since the villagers recognize what he looks like, why don't he change his outfit and see how they treat their children? Thinking of this, Naruto Vortex looked at his saved points. Anyway, there are still over 1,000 points left, spending 10 points and buying a hair dye is not a loss. I clicked on the random store and my points were reduced by 10. Then a burst of blue light fell from the panel onto the ground, and a black and white matte hair dye appeared on the ground. Naruto Vortex picked it up and placed it on the table, then went to the bathroom to wash his head, blow dry it, and then prepare to dye his hair. Shake the hair dye and then spray it onto my golden hair. Generally, when using this spray-type hair dye, you need to block your face to prevent the spray from contaminating your face or ears. It is obvious that Naruto Vortex forgot about this matter. Then he accidentally sprayed spray on his face and inside his mouth. The first reaction of most people is to vomit directly and then rinse their mouth. But Naruto is clearly not an ordinary person. His first reaction was not to vomit, but to close his mouth and swallow, ready to taste the salty taste. Well, it's sweet and seems to have an orange flavor. Warm reminder, this is the spray given by the system in the novel, non-toxic and harmless. In real life, you should never try ordinary spray hair dyes. If you spray them into your mouth, you should clean them in time, or they will be harmful to your body. After dyeing his hair, there was still a lot of dye left, and Naruto Vortex casually threw it into his storage space. Naruto looked at his hair in the mirror. I thought my hair was black, and then the mirror showed that my hair had turned black. Then, he tried several colors, yellow, green, and purple. Then he thought of something fun. Turn your hair white, then find a piece of cloth to tie your eyes diagonally, revealing one eye. With this design and this color, I will be the next wooden leaf technician, Chimu Kakaming. Thinking that in the future, Chimu Kakashi will be his guiding teacher. When the class was divided, I used this outfit to hold on to the thigh of Chimu Kakashi. Tell me that I am your long-lost son, you have no conscience. Abandoning me for so many years, you must compensate me and become my mentor. Just ask, at that time, you just need to see if Chimu Kakashi society will die or not. Naruto's reaction seems to have slowed down by half a beat. He wondered if the spray just now also sprayed on his face and mouth. Then he tried to imagine his face to be black, and it really turned into a black face omega. It's broken, I'm inside out. The lyrics murmured in Naruto's mouth, you are inside inside inside, inside 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 inside, inside 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 inside, inside 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 inside, inside 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 inside, sunshine rainbow little white horse. Drip 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 drip. Drip 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 drip. Naruto Vortex found a piece of clothing from his wardrobe that could cover his fox beard while singing. Wearing clothes on oneself, then buying a pair of sunglasses from the store and wearing them on one's own glasses. When I was a child, I saw the attire of Yoshino and felt very cool. Now let me cosplay the outfit of the oil girl Jino. After dressing up, Naruto began to fall ill. Wearing the same style hood as Genie, then muttering inside. With thunder shattering the darkness, your king, Konoha, has returned. Naruto Vortex also dealt a fierce blow. However, Naruto Vortex still turned his hair back black and his face back. After all, having a big black face doesn't seem like a characteristic of the Kiba race. If it were to be considered a spy of the Kingdom of Thunder, that would be bad. The Kingdom of Thunder is full of muscular and expensive black uncles. Naruto Vortex tidied up and put the garbage in a convenient bag. I'll be ready for a while, but I'll just throw it away when I go out. Naruto looked at his watch and found that it was already 6 p.m., and the night market in Kiba should still be open. I plan to buy some cooking ingredients myself and try cooking for the first time in the world of Hokage. Naruto Vortex even cooks when he hasn't traveled, but he has arrived in this world of Hokage. I am only over 3 years old now, and I have always been someone who gives me food and drinks, and I am too lazy to cook. Can you go for free and use your own hands? Isn't your brain good? Just as I opened the door, the fiery red sunset shone through the fiery rocks in the sky, highlighting the already withered yellow leaves on the earth, showing an extraordinary beauty. The sunset initially filled the entire sky, and when the wind blew, they drifted around in the sky. Drifting to various places in the sky, as well as to the corners of the wooden leaves, making the entire leaf full of vitality again. Just as he opened the door, a hint of coolness in the autumn breeze made Naruto feel a hint of autumn approaching. The autumn sunset is so beautiful. With a bang, the door closed. Naruto Vortex picked up the garbage and prepared to set off for the night market at the property to make some purchases. Now is the peaceful period of the ninja world, and the night market in Kiba is gradually developing and thriving. In addition to Yao Lamian noodles, there are various snack stalls. Strolling through these shops while taking a slow walk is also one of the pleasures of enjoying the Kiba night market. Naruto Vortex passes in front of those snack stalls. There is a steamer at the door of the store, in which are thin-skinned bean paste dim sum steamed with steam, which are placed neatly. Inside the souvenir shop, there are wooden carvings of historical fire shadows. There are also ninja souvenirs specifically sold to tourists, which seems to be one of the important sources of income for souvenir shops. Naruto Vortex's gaze began to casually sweep over these snack stalls, searching for a place to buy groceries. The sun is starting to tilt westward and it is about to fall into night. The lanterns in front of the snack stand lit up one after another. On the street, under the halo of lanterns and the steam of dosha dim sum, a dreamlike scene emerged. Naruto Vortex wandered around for a long time and finally found what he wanted to buy. Then the shop owner paid for Naruto's items in the normal process without discrimination. Naruto Vortex changed his outfit and walked on this street for a long time, but no one said anything or looked at him coldly. It can also be seen that Naruto Vortex belongs to the nine-tailed imp, which indicates that he is not an ordinary person, but a very powerful ninja. Because of an ordinary ninja, he can still tell from his equipment that he is a nine-tailed ghost. That's really a hat off, my old baby. Ultimately, it is the nine tails in one's own body that bring discrimination. Actually, it's not their fault, after all. During the Nine Tails Rebellion, many of their loved ones died at that time. Even Uchiha Itachi was bullied by senior students in school when he was young. However, Uchiha Itachi didn't take it to heart because Uchiha's control over the Nine Tails was Uchiha's soil, and the Uchiha clan was suspected. If it were Naruto, at that time there would be the strength of Uchiha Itachi. That must let those senior students know why the flowers are so red. People have resentment in their hearts and there is no place to vent it, especially children. So, they put their resentment on the Uchiha clan. The Uchiha clan is a big clan, and ordinary people do not have the courage to point at the Uchiha clan's nose and curse. So those ordinary people no longer have a place to vent their frustrations. At this moment, there is a rumor that Naruto Vortex is a long-lost incarnation, and everyone's resentment is concentrated on Naruto. Ultimately, the law of the jungle. They have no strength and can only bully those weaker than themselves. When encountering someone stronger than oneself, one can only wag their tail and leave like a dog. Bark a few times in areas that the strong cannot see. Iruka, the teacher at Naruto's school, is the most responsible person in this Naruto drama. At the beginning, I also believed in rumors and thought that Naruto was the incarnation of the Nine Tails. I also hold a grudge against Naruto Vortex because Q killed his parents. Later, it was the third Hokage that enlightened Iruka, who began to care about Naruto. At the end of the day, the discrimination and cold looks that Naruto is currently facing are all caused by rumors. Chapter 4. Wandering Dog Xiaoqi. You are listening at novelfull.audio. So Naruto changed his outfit, and no one recognized him. He was the little nine-tailed ghost. So generally, no one will give a cold eye to a child. Naruto Vortex didn't stop long after buying things, so he prepared to go home first. Put the purchased ingredients in the refrigerator first, then wash them up and lie in bed ready to fall asleep. The next morning, Naruto just woke up and got up from bed. Because he felt his stomach fighting and rumbling with hunger. Take out the ingredients bought yesterday from the refrigerator. Then, in the system store, they exchanged pork and chicken. Naruto Vortex planned to boil some lard with pork first, and then stir-fry the chicken. Current points 998.09, 10 points for hair dye, and 0.1 points for sunglasses yesterday. Today's pork and duck are worth 2 points, and if you sign in once today, it's worth 10 points. Naruto Vortex thought that 1 point worth of meat would be the size of a regular purchase. I didn't expect it to be very big. How big is it? Everyone has that solar-powered blue bucket, and the system can fill it up with meat. Naruto felt like cursing his mother when he saw the flesh that was taller and wider than him. Because his room is almost packed. He first cuts a piece of pork with a knife to boil the lard. Then use a knife to cut off a portion of the chicken leg meat. Now he's still young, just cut it off a bit, enough for the portion he ate himself this morning. Then Naruto Vortex stored the remaining pork and chicken in his storage space. Anyway, the storage space is provided by the system for free, so there should be a preservation function. Naruto Vortex first cuts the pork into strips and puts them in a pot with warm water. Boil it in warm water, then add cooking wine and scallions and ginger to remove the fishy smell. When it's almost cooked, remove it and wash it twice with warm water. At this point, put the washed pork strips into the pot, add an appropriate amount of water, and slowly boil the lard. Slowly, the pork strips in the pot were already oily. After a while, the pot was full of lard and a floating pig oil residue in the pot. Naruto Vortex first scoops out the pig oil residue from the pot and marinates it with some salt bought at the night market. Then he took out a bowl and stored the cooked lard in it. After cleaning the pot, chop the chicken into small pieces and put them into the pot. Then add water, scallions, ginger cooking wine, and cook for a while to make it less fishy. The cooking time should not be too long, then remove the chicken chunks. Put lard in the pot, then add scallions and stir-fry until fragrant. Add drained chicken chunks and stir-fry, then add soy sauce, salt, vinegar, and red and green chili peppers. Quickly stir-fry to remove from the pot. This is Naruto Vortex, her mother's recipe in her past life. He loves to eat it the most. He can't forget it all his life, so he can do it. It's just the same. At this point, the rice he just steamed is also ready. He put the fried chicken into a plate and placed it on the table, while also putting the rice into a bowl, and then enjoyed it. Naruto Vortex felt that the chicken he fried had a mother's taste, so he directly dried 3 large bowls. Finally, completely eliminate the fried chicken and the rice in the pot. Touching his plump belly, Naruto Vortex felt like he was about to become the second senior brother. Naruto Vortex placed the remaining ingredients in the refrigerator, while the seasoning was placed on the kitchen stove. Pack up the other things and then sit on the bed to digest. The third generation Hokage has been handling official duties since the morning. Prepare for daily voyeurism of Naruto using the technique of binoculars. At this point, Naruto has already placed the meat in the storage space. I was trying to cook for myself when I saw Naruto cooking and finishing the meal. The third generation Hokage touched his beard. He was very satisfied when he saw Naruto Vortex cooking successfully on his first attempt. The timing of this peeping was very clever. The storage space of Naruto Vortex was not discovered by the third generation Hokage. Naruto Vortex felt that his food had been digested almost completely. Jumped up from the bed, ready to take a run. You can't stay at home all the time, otherwise you will truly become the second senior brother. Occasionally exercising is also possible. And you can also try to see if the meat provided by the system really has a nourishing effect on the body. First, set a small goal and run around Muyi for 100 million laps. That's just a joke. Naruto plans to run around Kiba today when he feels tired. After all, I am still young, and even if I run hard, I cannot run for long. Naruto Vortex first washed up and then cleaned up today's kitchen waste. When preparing to go out for exercise in a while, throw it in the trash can. I am truly a delicate boy, and Naruto Vortex praises me with great pleasure. After Naruto Vortex tidied up, he opened the door and went out for a run. Naruto Vortex has just arrived at the trash can. Then Naruto discovered a stray dog rummaging through the trash can. I can't bear it, my buddies have food to eat, but he can only rummage through the trash here. I threw the chicken bones that I had just eaten to it. The stray dog glanced at Naruto and then sniffed the chicken bones. After discovering no abnormalities, I began to taste slowly. After Naruto discovered the operation of this stray dog, he couldn't help roast _. Holy crap, this dog is really weird and afraid that I might poison him. Forget it. Brother, you are now in dire straits. Where can I afford to buy you poison? Naruto saw stray dogs feasting on chicken bones. I didn't care about so much anymore. Anyway, if it doesn't starve, just keep running forward. Naruto, running around the wooden leaves, felt an inexhaustible energy. I ran lap after lap until I became a bit tired of it. Then he stopped, and the spot where he stopped was on the fire shadow rock of all dynasties. Naruto felt a sincere emotion in his heart. Damn it! Hokage world is amazing. Such a small body surprisingly lasts longer than my previous adult body. At this moment, Naruto discovered that the little dog he had just fed with chicken bones was secretly following behind him. Why did this stray dog keep up? I'm so tired of running on my own, how could this dog keep up with my pace? Is it so strange? Naruto carefully recalled and found that this wandering creature was probably the last one to follow. He has run so many laps, this stray dog, if it can keep up with its own pace. I can only say that the Hokage world is really amazing, even a dog is stronger than its original world dog. The state of the stray dog he sees now is that he is sticking out his tongue and panting as he looks at Naruto. Naruto Vortex stood curiously in front of the stray dog. Then I tried to touch its head and found that it didn't bite him. It seems that this dog still has spirituality. If it wants to bite Naruto, it means that Naruto just fed the chicken bones to the white-eyed wolf. If it's a stray dog that lacks spirituality and is very aggressive, you may need to get vaccinated against rabies just by touching it. This is a great shame for a person in the world of ninjas, right? The protagonist of Naruto Vortex in a certain novel, the stray little dog received the swipe of the Naruto's head, and its tail wagged wildly. Naruto saw the wandering puppy wagging its tail wildly. He knew that the dog had already recognized him and was ready to recognize him as its owner. Naruto just thought for a moment and decided to adopt it. After all, this is also a kind of fate. I am a lonely person, and this dog is also a lonely dog. Wandering around, and it doesn't have a fixed source of food yet. Having a good relationship with oneself can be considered as having no worries about food or drink. Naruto Vortex picked up the stray dog and touched its head. You can call it Xiaoqi in the future. This is the name Naruto gave to this stray dog. Then Naruto said to Koki, if you follow me in the future, I will never let you go hungry. Naruto, he has not yet stood on the head of the Hokage of all dynasties. However, he still thought for a moment and prepared to stand on the fourth generation Hokage. That is, the father of the original Naruto, Shuiwa, on the doorstep. Take a good look at the scene of the wooden leaves and feel their prosperity. Naruto Vortex placed the puppy under his armpit and then jumped a few times. It's on top of the rock avatar at the wave wind water gate. Standing on top of the rock avatar, watching the scenery of the wooden leaves also has a unique flavor. No wonder many people enjoy watching the scenery here. At this moment, Xiaoqi shouted at Naruto twice. Naruto watched as the two legs behind Xiaoqi leaned slightly inward. Naruto seems to know what Xiaoqi wants to do. Xiaoqi, do you want to pee? Xiaoqi barked twice again, as if responding to Naruto's question. Naruto held Xiaoqi and looked at Hokage rock with his feet on it, then shook his head. Because at least it's the portrait of his father, Shuiwa gate. He can't pee here. And then what? Naruto picked up the little dog and aimed it at the rock head of the third-generation Hokage ape flying sun slayer. Come pee, Xiaoqi, I'll just hold you like this, but you can't pee until we're standing under this rock, otherwise we won't let you pee here. Naruto Vortex's response. Thinking of barking twice, as if giving Naruto some assurance. Then Xiaoqi began to brew the power of the wilderness within his body. I saw a clear stream of water urinating from the fourth-generation Hokage to the third-generation Hokage. Chapter 5. Sign in to Feilei God. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Naruto is also happy to see Xiaoqi so awesome. Anyway, it's not peeing on the fourth-generation Hokage, you can pee on any Hokage. Whirlpool Naruto was thinking like this, while still holding little Seven and releasing the torrent. The rock hair of the third-generation Hokage is like smoking, emitting bursts of steam, accompanied by a special fishy smell. Since it's the secret department monitoring Naruto. Seeing this scene, the corners of my mouth twitched. I thought to myself, this despicable nine-tailed ghost is so disrespectful to the third Hokage. At this moment, Naruto Vortex suddenly heard a loud noise in his ear. At this moment, the system suddenly rings. Ding, successful random check .in and receive a reward of 100 points and a fourth-generation Hokage ninjutsu Flying Thunder God. The sudden sound of the system is loud. Startled, Naruto trembled and almost threw the small Seven in his hand. Xiaoqi was also startled by Naruto's movements. His torrent was also forced to stop. Xiaoqi turned around dissatisfied and let out 2 barks to Naruto Vortex. Naruto Vortex was also scared by the system, and even saw Xiaoqi shouting at him, he couldn't help it. It's not that I intentionally scared Xiaoqi. It's all about this dog system. However, he still touched Xiaoqi's dog head to comfort her. After all, it's my own dog, and I still have to pet it. Then Naruto Vortex condemned the system in dissatisfaction. Why are you yelling so loudly? Faced with Naruto's condemnation, the system ignored it. Seeing how cold the system was, Naruto's nose twisted with anger. He is preparing to show the system his skills as a yin-yang person over the past decade. Suddenly, a blue light emitted from the blue panel of the system. Entered Naruto's mind and passed on the usage method of the Flying Thunder God to him. Naruto, who was about to curse at the system, was startled by this brief scene and froze for a moment. Then Naruto realized, what kind of dog system is this? It's just this strange process. It's not about pouring strange things into one's own stomach. It's just pouring it into one's own brain. If my brain breaks down in the future, will the system still be responsible? However, Naruto honestly checked the information provided by the system and found that it was the Flying Thunder God. Then, I carefully read, Delta. After passing the power through the system, Naruto felt that he could indeed use the Flying Thunder God. No wonder when I used to read those systematic novels, the host could instantly learn peerless divine skills. This system is really powerful, it seems that I mistakenly blamed the system. The system is really amazing. Long live. Long live. Naruto immediately decided to go out and explore more characters and attractions in the future. Especially for Mat Kai and Xiaoli, if they trigger the 8 gates of Duanjia, wouldn't they have made a lot of money? Unfortunately, I don't have the chakra extraction technique yet, it's like having a piece of gold but I can't spend it myself. But you can consider choosing the pattern of the Flying Thunder God and carve it first. After thinking for a long time, I still didn't think of carving anything. Then prepare to go home and think carefully. Prepare the materials again and carve the mark. I held Xiaoqi in my arms and then ran back home. After returning home, Naruto Vortex set Xiaoqi aside first. Instruct it not to tamper with its own things and not to touch water cups or the like. Otherwise, we'll have dog meat tonight. Xiaoqi heard Naruto's instructions and also heard the word dog meat. Immediately wagging his tail indicates that he will definitely obey. Then Naruto Vortex wiped the sweat off his body with a towel. I used one more point to buy Sprite, which is the type of Sprite with a bucket. Naruto found it too large, so he directly placed the system in his own storage space. So big. I want to jump into the bucket. And let Sprite drown. Although he had thought of this way of death before, now he only wants to take a sip of Sprite. Then I bought a tube with points and combined the bucket and tube together in the storage space. Take another faucet and control the pipe yourself, then you can directly continue drinking with a water cup. The cold and thirst-quenching Sprite entrance takes away the fatigue brought by running. Slowly relieve with unique carbonation, the whole person feels like flying slowly in the air. Naruto Vortex took a sip of Sprite and then set the cup aside. Prepare to use the wood I just picked up on the road to carve a unique flying thunder god pattern for myself. What pattern is engraved? Naruto Vortex also thought of many different things. The 4th generation Hokage, also known as the father of Naruto Vortex, and the flying thunder god imprint on both Feng Shui men is the sword of written love. And there is a pattern between the 2nd generation Hokage thousand-handed door. After thinking for a long time, Naruto still prepared to use the swastika character to give the Hokage world a small shock. Just use wood to carve the swastika character. After carving, the wood was set aside. Then Naruto saw that there were too many scraps. Then he thought to himself, does Xiaoqi still have a dog house? Just prepare to use the remaining scraps to make a dog house for Xiaoqi. Naruto Vortex measured the height and width of Xiaoqi. Start using the remaining materials, ping-pong pounding materials to make a dog house. In no time, Xiaoqi's dog house was ready. Naruto Vortex looked at the dog house he had built and was very satisfied. As expected, he is a good boy who excels in both the living room and the kitchen. The size of Xiaoqi's dog house is just right, it is very suitable for Xiaoqi, allowing him to freely stretch and turn inside. Xiaoqi was also very satisfied with his doghouse and barked twice. I cleaned up the tools used to make the doghouse and put the garbage into the garbage bag. Naruto Vortex sat on the bed, ready to take a good rest. I've been running very tired since the morning. Add the imprint of the flying thunder god. Make a dog house for Xiaoqi again. He is very tired now, even a cow cannot withstand such fatigue. Naruto Vortex lay in bed, unable to help but think something. A sense of fatigue surged up, and he fell asleep directly. Xiaoqi is also an obedient and good dog. When he saw Naruto fall asleep, he didn't shout loudly. But instead, he ran into the new doghouse created by Naruto Vortex for it. I'm also preparing to take a break, after all, it was exhausted from running with Naruto Vortex just now. Time flies by, and unconsciously it's already afternoon. Naruto Vortex got up from the bed and stretched lazily to feel the condition of his body. After all, he ran quite a few times in the morning. However, after feeling the condition of his body, he felt relieved and did not feel any muscle strain or fatigue. Looking at the sunset vortex by the window, Naruto realized it was already afternoon. I touched my stomach and felt hungry again. Naruto Vortex is preparing to cook dinner. Naruto Vortex will scoop up a few spoonfuls of lard that has turned into an ice cream like white and put them into a pot. Cut the chicken into pieces and blanch them in water, drain them, and stir-fry together in a pot. Quickly stir-fry the chicken, then take out the steamed rice and place it on the table. Looking at the fried chicken and rice on the table, Naruto felt something was missing. I picked up a full Sprite in the storage space with a cup in my hand. Well, that's right. Stir-fried chicken with Sprite, the more you eat, the better. Feeling right, then Naruto Vortex transformed into a cook and quickly wiped out the food. Eat and drink until you're full, then go and say Naruto Vortex watched as night fell. I am ready to first paint the interior of my village with my own imprint. Naruto Vortex is still wearing the same outfit as yesterday's cosplay. Just as he opened the door, Xiaoqi wagged his tail and wanted to follow him out, but Naruto Vortex refused. He is afraid that with the addition of Xiaoqi tonight, he won't be able to keep up with his speed. The arrangement of a complete wooden leaf flying thunder god will be delayed. The flying thunder god can sense the maximum range of the caster for movement. Therefore, as long as enough flying thunder god imprints are set within the range, they can move freely within the range. For example, the original 4th generation Hokage Wave Fengshui Gate, also known as the father of Naruto Vortex. The flying thunder god imprint has been placed in the fire country and surrounding countries to form a huge network. He can appear in the corners of various countries in the shortest possible time, which is why he is known as the name of Yellow Flashing. And this time, Naruto Vortex only filled the leaves with the imprint of the God of Thunder. In this way, purchasing things in future life will also be more convenient. Wait until after graduating from Ninja Academy to complete tasks and increase the network stronghold of the Flying Thunder God mark. Master Ming, who has been busy for 3 hours. Finally, his seed, oh no, the imprint of the Flying Thunder God covered the entire wood leaf. I tidied up a bit and then returned home. I simply cleaned my body and then went to sleep. 3rd generation Hokage also discovered that Naruto had painted strange small seals inside the wooden leaves. I asked the dark department to check and found that there was no harm, there was no chakra inside. At this time, Naruto has not yet chakra and cannot use the Flying Thunder God seal. Sandai Huiying thought that this was just a mischievous prank by a child and did not take it to heart. Let the dark side stop checking the small imprint of Naruto Vortex. Jitsuan Tuanzang didn't let his roots be inspected, he wouldn't take such a small matter to heart. Chapter 6. Furnace. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The next morning, Naruto Vortex got up from the bed and cleaned it thoroughly. I cooked a delicious meal myself and then gave the remaining food directly to Xiaoqi to eat. Xiaoqi happily ate it, and at this moment, Naruto Vortex noticed something moving outside. It seems to be the new dark department, as for the old dark department that delivers meals regularly. After seeing that he could cook, Sandai Huiying replaced him. So there has been no covert surveillance of Naruto these past 2 days. Only in these 2 days can I openly exchange the system items and put them directly in the room. The new dark side felt that Naruto's cooking skills were quite good through the aroma of the food. However, when he saw Naruto Vortex pouring such delicious food to the dog, he felt very unhappy. Because I came to monitor this 9-tailed little ghost myself, I could only eat some tasteless military food pills. How could it be a waste to give delicious food to the dog? Why not give it to him? If Naruto knew about the psychological activities of the dark side, he would directly say, "Come on. Come and be my dog. I guarantee you won't worry about food or drink." The dark side only has a little envy, he wouldn't really go and treat Naruto like a dog. Naruto saw the new dark department and knew that the items that could not be exchanged by the system had been left in his room for the past 2 days. Naruto did not intend to guide this dark side on how to monitor him. He had already changed his clothes and was ready to go out. Xiaoqi was eating when he saw Naruto go out. Xiaoqi also wanted to go out and let out 2 barks to Naruto, his tail wagging rapidly behind him. Naruto touched Xiaoqi's dog head and instructed him. "You can't go out with me, you need to take good care of the house. Prevent others from competing with you for food, okay?" Then Naruto unintentionally looked at the newly arrived dark department. Upon hearing Naruto's words, the newly arrived dark side also settled in Bungbu. How does he know what he was thinking just now? But even if he knew Naruto was mocking him, he couldn't do anything to this 9-tailed ghost. If he were to take action against this 9-tailed little ghost, his grave grass would be over 1 meter tall next year. After calming Xiaoqi, Naruto went out for a run. Seeing Naruto leave, the dark side also followed suit. After all, his task is to monitor Naruto, not his house. The dark side didn't do much either, following Naruto's route and constantly observing in the dark. Naruto feels that the meat provided by his system is very awesome. He felt that his body was even stronger than the previous 2 days because he had more inexhaustible energy. It may also be due to the physical condition of one's own Vortex clan. Anyway, for whatever reason, my waist is no longer sore and my legs are no longer painful when running. I can run 2 miles in one breath now. Naruto quickly arrived at his destination. Reaching the highest point of the wooden leaf, the back mountain. The back mountain of Mai is too beautiful. Oh, this is not staring. After arriving at Mount Kiba, Naruto first looked around. I started my journey of carving the imprint of the Thunder God. After 3 hours of diligent farming, Naruto first left his own seed imprint on everything that was within reach of Hoshan's gaze. Naruto was a bit tired, so he casually found a big tree and leaned against it to rest. Once a person is idle, they will feel a lot of pain, so they start to mess with their system. I found that the random store has been updated with something called a furnace. Turn on the furnace and check the introduction of the furnace. Furnace. A shape that the host can manipulate with their mind, melting metal and solidifying it. Price. 50 points. Naruto looked at this furnace and seemed to notice that its function seemed somewhat counterintuitive. Create whatever you want, and then you also want to create a big X stick. In the future, when encountering female ninjas, I will directly hit them with a stick until they scream. But this thing can indeed save a lot of money. Because this thing doesn't require going to a specialized weapons store to make weapons. In the future, if you get any strange metal, just throw it inside and try to make it take its own shape. Anyway, I can exchange so many points just once. Why do I need so many points? After the exchange, he immediately threw it into the storage space. He stood right next to Naruto with this thing, not to mention the dark side, Naruto would be startled. After finishing my own work in a while, I will study this furnace carefully. Let this furnace feel its caress well. Then Naruto clicked on the blue panel with his mind, and it immediately displayed that the redemption was successful. Naruto directly threw the furnace for exchanging numbers into his own storage space. After completing this task, Naruto felt that his physical strength had almost recovered. Get ready to pretend and go for a walk in Kiba village. After all, acting requires a full set of performances. Because there are also secret forces monitoring me. If we only carve strange marks on this back mountain without exercising, this will arouse suspicion from others. If someone comes to inspect this thing and discovers any drawbacks, I can't find a place to cry even if I want to. However, it's also good that I am currently unable to use chakra. Even if you know how to use the Thunder God yourself now, without chakra, you can use it well. As long as they haven't used the Flying Thunder God yet, they will feel that these strange marks are just their own pranks. Naruto's endurance is very good now, running wildly around Kiba. Naruto felt like he was finally on the verge of exhaustion and was ready to go home. At this moment, the dark side following Naruto was somewhat surprised. What kind of monster is this? His mother 3 years old. What an enviable endurance, even though I can keep up with him. But if at his age, he is not as good as 1/10 of this 9-tailed little ghost. After Naruto returned home, he cleaned the dirt off his body. Then quietly monitoring the blind spot in the dark, I filled a glass of Sprite with a cup and swallowed it in one gulp. Then I instantly felt very comfortable. After feeling comfortable, Naruto lay directly in bed. On the bed, Naruto began to meditate with his eyes tightly closed, because he has not yet entered his storage space to see it. After all, it's my own thing, I haven't even seen it once, which is not enough. Naruto Vortex once again opened his eyes and found himself in the storage space. Naruto was still curious about storage space and glanced around. I found that the storage space is very large and clean. The range outside the storage space is bottomless and filled with water. At a distance, Naruto Vortex vaguely saw a large door. Naruto knows that this is the door that seals the great fox spirit. But now Naruto has no intention of dying and greeting Kyo. If this nine-tailed person gets angry when waking up and collapses in one gulp, they won't even be able to find a place to cry. The main problem now is to take a good look at your precious melting pot. Naruto first exchanged points for some common garbage metals and put them into the furnace. Others started his creative ideas. Originally he wanted to directly change a big X stick. Afraid of not passing the review, he decided to first create a flat-bottomed pot of the same style as Red Wolf. And miraculously, there are countless changes inside the furnace. Not long after, a flat-bottomed pot was created. Then the furnace spits out this flat-bottomed pot like spitting. Naruto was shocked to see the furnace spitting things out. I thought to myself, what kind of strange furnace is this? He can meow and attack remotely. Pick up the frying pan, pat this and pat that. I found that although this thing is made of ordinary metal, its quality is unknown. Can withstand their own storms. This furnace is too convenient. In the future, if you have any extra metal, throw it in and change whatever you want. After playing Naruto for a while, I feel a bit tired. Just casually toss the frying pan in a corner of the storage space, like a scumbag's operation. At this moment, Naruto remembered that he was looking at the introduction of that smelly and long system store. Discovered if there is a particularly impressive metal introduction inside, and even said it can block the tail beast jade. Thinking of this, Naruto wants to use this special metal to create a glove. Since I am the king of the second middle school and do not have a matching dark glove, it cannot be justified. Gloves are made of fabric and special metals. Besides being able to enhance one's second-year atmosphere, it's also possible to use ninjutsu that can harm oneself. For example, the wind escape spiral Maru in the original work was banned because using ninjutsu would harm oneself. Later, the original Naruto learned magic before being able to freely use the wind escape spiral pill. The most important thing is that this special metal can also increase the power of ninjutsu. In the future, you can freely use a spiral pill and go through its bonuses. If it turns into a big jade spiral pill, I will make a lot of money myself. In the future, you can also use gloves to engrave the mark of the Thunder God and shift the attack to one side. Then move back and attack the enemy again. Imagine the enemy using ninjutsu on Naruto, and then Naruto says that your ninjutsu is very good, but the next second is mine. Then the enemy Nani let out a cry and was shocked to be defeated by his ninjutsu. When I am assigned to the 7th class in the future. Not bad, I can make a set for the people in my team in the future. Sakura transformed directly into a punch superhero, while Sasuke only transformed into Uncle Yang, randomly discharging electric therapy to people. Thinking of this, Naruto was already laughing uncontrollably. The scene was so beautiful that he dared not even look at it. First, use 100 points to exchange for special metals, and then use ordinary fabrics in the system to put them into the furnace together. The furnace first melts and shapes the special iron, and then combines it with the fabric. Soon, gloves were ready, similar to Kakashi's gloves, but more than Kakashi's gloves, fingers had iron protection. The joints are connected with fabric to ensure the flexibility of the fingers. The other parts are made of special metal to ensure the hardness of the gloves. Naruto Vortex first put the gloves on his hand and tried to fit them perfectly. Naruto is still young, but he believes he will become bigger in the future. The materials used for gloves are not very abundant. When Naruto is a little older and needs to change his gloves, just throw them into the furnace and add some fabric. Saving time and materials, this thing is truly amazing. Delta. Naruto Vortex put on gloves again to test its hardness and flexibility. Just put the gloves in the storage space first, because I'm still small and can't use the chakra yet. Then he was ready to go out. I have already crafted the gloves myself, and there is nothing interesting in this space. If you don't go out on your own, do you want to generate electricity from Jiuwei across the air? After Naruto Vortex left, a pair of red eyes opened deep in the darkness. He was very puzzled, how could this little ghost enter and exit casually? The owner with red eyes didn't care for long, after all, there would be plenty of opportunities to meet this little ghost in the future. He then closed his eyes and fell into a deep sleep. Chapter 7. The Big Nine Tails. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. After Naruto Vortex came out of his storage space, he saw nightfall. He realized that his stomach was fighting again, and he knew it was because he was hungry. Naruto began to showcase his culinary skills and made a delicious table of his own. After a full meal, I lay down in bed and fell asleep. Time, like a white horse passing through a gap. A month passed in the blink of an eye. Within this month, Naruto Vortex went for a morning run to exercise. In the afternoon, I entered my storage space and placed the items I exchanged from the system. My storage space has been taken care of by myself, and from the beginning, there was nothing. Up to now, I have a dedicated pool for storing meat and drinks, which is a very large pool. At that time, Naruto Vortex was really idle and had nothing to do. Unexpectedly discovered that the system store had quartz stones from my world. This is a good thing. With this, you can start creating a ceiling space yourself. Then, after purchasing, use quartz stones to build a large pool specifically for meat and a pool specifically for drinks. There are several pools because there are different drinks and meat. For the past month, Naruto has been going out to exercise every day, and with the special blessing of the system meat, I feel like my body has an endless energy. On this day, Naruto continued to place strange things in his storage space as usual. After the placement was completed, he came out and didn't want to stay in the storage space for too long. Because there's nothing to play with, it's too boring, Omega. Then he returned to his room and lay on his warm big bed, quickly falling asleep. Damn it, is this ceiling space? Naruto Vortex opened his eyes and looked at the dim space around him, his feet soaked with water. Although he has been busy with storage space for a month, he doesn't want to get close to the ceiling space at all. Because there is a big fox with a bad temper in the sealed space. He doesn't want to die for himself just because Joey's mood is not good, and then he will have a personal love affair. Another reason is that it is too humid. It's all water, the female ninja doesn't have as much water. Although my own storage space isolates water. Naruto Vortex still lifted his dog head and looked at the door of the sealed space. The Vermilion Gate is hundreds of meters large, and there is a note with a seal in the middle of the gate. Although Naruto Vortex usually looks at this gate from a distance. But up close, he was still very impressive. The hundreds of meters of gate was not enough to arrange him more than 100 times at his current height. However, he was still very uneasy and took 2 steps back, because he remembered that the gap in the gate was very large, and the 9-tailed claws could extend out. When it was the original work, it lured Naruto closer, and Naruto approached, almost catching him. Because I had already noticed the arrival of Naruto Vortex, and when he stepped back. Scratch. If it weren't for Naruto's timely retreat, his nails would have already pierced Naruto's body. It's close, sister. I almost have several big holes on my body. At this moment, Naruto wants to be the mother of the 9 tails, even though he doesn't have a mother. Little devil, come closer. Naruto heard the unknown roar of Qian and raised his head, glaring angrily at Qian. A huge foam fox appeared with its dog's head close to the Vermilion Gate. His gaze looked down at Naruto, with red eyes that made people feel timid. After exchanging glances with Joey, Naruto's anger disappeared and was replaced by curiosity. Wow, it's so thick. Can it be tall, right? Naruto Vortex looked at the huge nails that had already been stretched out. He was very curious because he had never seen such a huge finger before. Then he stubbornly touched the huge nails of 9 tails with his nails. Joey is also curious about this strange little ghost action. I didn't take the next step and slaughtered this little ghost. The huge nails have already penetrated through the crack of the door for over 2 meters, but they are still not fully exposed. Looking at this huge nail, Naruto was very shocked. Think about his small physique again. If I had let my 9-tailed nails penetrate me just now, it would not be 1/10 of the length of my 9-tailed nails. The 9-tailed one is too thick, it can wear 10 of itself at once. So thick, if you penetrate yourself, you will be spoiled. Little devil, I really want to eat you. But I can't open this door, this damn seal. Jiuwei's voice was loud, coupled with the spacious echoes around, making Naruto feel a bit deafening. Jiuwei's voice is not only loud, but also very penetrating. Naruto feels that his pores all over his body are receiving Jiuwei's voice. It's like the roar of a tiger, the feeling of a tiger howling in the mountains and forests, like being massaged all over the body, crispy and numb, with a blank voice in the mind. Ignoring the barking of Jiuwei's dog, Naruto prepared to greet Jiuwei. Hello, you are Jiuwei. My name is Naruto Vortex. It's our first time meeting, please take good care of me. For the now sealed 9 tails, he is not afraid at all. Even if Jiuwei's voice had penetrating power, he could not harm himself now, protected by this layer of seal. Just like when you go to the zoo to see a tiger, the tiger can only look at you inside the glass. But you are watching him outside. As long as the glass is not damaged, you are always safe outside. And those who have seen Hokage, especially in the later stages of Hokage and Boruto, know that Jiuwei is a proud and charming character. When it came to Boruto, Naruto mistakenly believed that the doll with the wrong tail was 9 tails, so he arrogantly took a stand with Naruto. Little ghost, I didn't expect you to come to the sealed space by yourself. What are you doing here? Naruto didn't know how to answer the question from Jiuwei. He didn't know how he came, he just opened and closed his eyes and came to the sealed space. Little devil, I don't care how you came in. Get closer and I'll eat you. No, I don't want you to eat me. Naruto heard Jiuwei repeating his dog's barking again, and he wanted to eat himself. Naruto didn't want to hear his dog barking and wanted to turn around before leaving. But what came to his mind? Open your own system interface, exchange points for meat, and then place it in front of the door. Naruto Vortex's former mother taught him not to come empty-handed to see his friends. Although Jiuwei is not his friend now. But Jiuwei is integrated with him and will definitely be useful in the future. But he always felt like he was feeding meat to 9 tails like a dog. Anyway, now give it some meeting gifts to enhance its impression of itself. Goodbye, Big Fox 9 Tails. After Naruto Vortex placed the meat in front of the door, he turned around and left. Be prepared to see if you can find your way out and not think of any other ways. After leaving, Naruto Vortex carefully observed the sealed space. This sealing space is not smaller than my own storage space, and it is much larger than my own storage space. Naruto Vortex is currently only in this sealed space similar to a sewer, and the half of the 9 tails has not been included yet. Looking at the dimly sealed space, Naruto exchanged a flashlight from his own system store. After taking it out, I illuminated it with a flashlight and explored the sealed space similar to a sewer. I didn't expect the sealing space of this sewer to be intricate and complex. Fortunately, from my own sealing space, I can directly see the gate of Jiuwei. It's because my sealing space and the gate of Jiuwei are a straight path, and the rest are like a maze. Naruto Vortex explored for a period of time. I found myself in this sealed space and couldn't find a way out. Then I'll go back the same way and try asking Jiuwei. When I returned to the vermilion door again, I found that the meat I had placed in front of it had already been eaten by Jiuwei. If it weren't for the meat that 9 tails ate, could it still grow wings and fly out of nowhere? Chapter 8. Sealing Space. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Jiuwei looked up at Naruto. Why did you find this little ghost back? Hello, Big Fox. May I ask how to get out of this ceiling space? Naruto Vortex seems heartless. Directly and loudly asking Joey, not afraid of Joey's frustration in shouting at him loudly. You will hear Naruto asking him how to get out. Joey lowered his raised head and closed his eyelids. He doesn't want to talk to this fool if he knows how to get out. What is he still squatting in here for? Are you here to watch fools play monkeys? Seeing that the nine-tailed fox didn't intend to bother him, Naruto Vortex didn't have a cold face or a hot buttocks. I bought another piece of meat in the system and placed it in front of the vermilion door. He doesn't care whether he eats nine tails or how he makes the meat disappear. Anyway, if he puts another one, it will be considered as a gift for meeting. It's also great to give 2 gift sets for the first meeting. Then I lit my own flashlight and walked towards my storage space. Although there is no way to go out of this ceiling space. But he has connected his own storage space and can also use it to go out. I just came here to search for a way out of the sealed space. In that case, he wants to save some trouble because he is lazy. As long as you open and close your eyes in your storage space, you can return to the real world. The distance from storage space to ceiling space is not very long. Naruto spent not long before returning to his storage space. In the storage space, he purchased a large soft bed using the system because he wanted to open and close his eyes with a sense of ceremony. He placed the bed in his storage space, then Naruto lay down and fell asleep with his eyes closed. Why didn't Naruto continue chatting with Kyo? Then Naruto pretended to be coerced in front of Kyo and called Kyo's name or something like that. Why are you chasing me? Because I need an urgent syrup, my voice is hoarse, I'm sorry, it's a cross-talk. Why did you want to kill me? Because you know too much. Even if I know too much, I know the ending of Hokage, but I can't say it now. Because I am very weak, I need to know what I can say and what I cannot say. If you say it, you don't know what's going to happen to you. If you go straight to GG, then it's really hilarious. So let's just keep quiet and wait until we become stronger in the future. Take a look at the example in the original work. When Joey saw the wave feng shui gate, he didn't dare to shout at it because the strength of the wave feng shui gate was there. The meat provided by the system store is very awesome. The meat I gave to Joey yesterday was also from the system store. I lost it casually, whether it was lamb or some kind of meat. Anyway, I gave it directly to him and didn't look at it myself. Most likely, I still want to throw away the lamb, because you see 9 tails so big. Those fantasy dragons in the West like to eat lamb and grab lamb for free. Looking at the size of the 9 tails, I guess they also like to eat lamb. The meat of the system increases physical fitness, he felt it. However, he also found that beverages not only increase physical fitness, but also increase some brain power. Because after drinking Sprite, he felt very clear-headed. But he doesn't want to ask the system anymore, it's a bit boring. Since the last time he played with this system, if he had any further problems, the system would start to coldly abuse him. Still at the same pace as before, he ran in the morning, and in the afternoon he was ready to enter the storage space and then seal it. He is planning to flirt with Joey again today. After all, yesterday was just a greeting to him, making him look familiar. The great Joe once said, as long as a person is still alive, they must continue to die. Naruto Vortex has reached the ceiling space and the 9 tails through his own storage space. Upon arriving at the sealed space, Naruto Vortex greeted Q. Joey ignored him, probably still angry about the question Naruto asked him yesterday. Naruto Vortex doesn't care either, after all, he has a big heart and won't care about the cold violence of Q towards him. Seeing that the ceiling space is larger than his own storage space, Naruto Vortex is preparing to renovate it. It is also quite convenient to modify the ceiling space by redeeming items from one's own system store. However, having to do it yourself is also very tiring. Naruto Vortex is preparing to pump out the water from this sealed space. He doesn't know how to use chakras yet and attaches them to the water surface. To seal the space, soak your feet in the water and stand for a little longer. Because I don't know how to use chakras yet, I can only soak my feet in water. My feet turned white and my blisters became swollen. Naruto saw a drying machine in the store, but how can this power supply solve the problem? Anyway, Naruto first redeemed the vacuum dryer and placed it in his own storage space. While Naruto was still thinking, he instinctively checked to see if the random store was updated. Then I saw that a small tool was introduced to convert chakras into electricity. The price is also not expensive. Naruto directly exchanged it. Then Naruto saw that the system placed the item directly in his hand. The thing is elliptical in shape and is a combination of two ellipses. The upper ellipse is relatively small and is engraved with a lightning symbol. Naruto didn't know how to tamper with this thing, so he simply placed it on top of the vacuum dryer, and in an instant, the thing entered the vacuum dryer. He transformed into countless small particles and entered the drying machine, adding a blue trace to the original skin color of the drying machine, making it even more powerful. Naruto Vortex also quite likes this kind of drying machine. The main reason is that this exchange tool is also quite convenient, and it can be directly converted into electricity using chakra. Then he placed one end of the pumped water on the surface of the sealed space, and the other end into the storage space. Wait a little while. After going out, put the water from the storage space directly into the toilet. But now there is a problem, which is that I am still unable to use the chakra and have not retrieved it yet. But he looked at the 9 tails inside the vermilion gate and thought of something. I'll feed the 9-tailed meat myself, but he's still living in his own sealed space. Shouldn't it be time to pay rent? You can't live and eat for nothing like this. This kind of free prostitution behavior can only be done by oneself. Jiwei noticed the little ghost's movements and didn't know what he was doing. But I'm just too bored, I don't know how long I've been in this sealed space. Jiwei watched the little ghost's behavior with great interest. Then he noticed that the little ghost had placed something in another place and walked straight towards him. I didn't know what this little ghost was doing, so I stared straight at him. Chapter 9. Renovation Projects. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Naruto also noticed that Jiwei was staring at him, but he didn't pay attention. Just shout heartlessly at Jiwei. Hello, Jiwei, you have been living in my body for a few years. Is it time to pay rent? Please borrow your chakra. Hearing Naruto Vortex's question, Jiwei felt very interesting. After all, the first 2 Renjuli directly imprisoned himself. And not like this little ghost, who still needs to ask himself to pay rent. This little ghost may not know that he was forcibly sealed in this sealing space. Jiwei himself doesn't want to live in this sealed space. Interesting. It's really interesting. But that's also good. He needs to use his own chakra seal more to loosen it more and more. Only then will I have the opportunity to break through the seal and escape. Little ghost, you're very interesting. You have the courage to ask me for chakra. Anyway, you little devil is really different from others. Let's treat you as an old man to reward you. After speaking, Jiwei began to release his chakra through the vermilion gate. Then those bright red chakras immediately brought Naruto Vortex over, wanting to wrap him up. However, at this moment, Naruto Vortex took a step back and made a stop move towards Qian. Please wait for Jiwei. I don't want your chakra, put it on me. Then Naruto quickly went to his storage space and pushed the vacuum dryer over. Then he pointed to the drying machine and gestured for Jiwei to inject the chakra into it. Jiwei was taken aback by Naruto's movements. And then I realized that Naruto seemed to be playing with himself. Roared angrily at Naruto. Naruto Vortex became a bit angry when he saw Jiwei, roaring at himself. I immediately exchanged 2 portions of meat for space and threw them directly into the roaring 9-tailed mouth. Before Jiwei's roar was over, the meat fed by Naruto Vortex entered Jiwei's stomach directly down his throat. After Jiwei finished venting, he actually injected chakra into the pump. Because Jiuwei feels that injecting chakra can also loosen the seal a bit. It's definitely not because he hasn't eaten meat for decades and was bought with meat by a little ghost. And Jiuwei felt that the meat fed to him by this little ghost had vitality inside. The last time he received vitality was in the wooden escape between the 1,000-handed pillars. And he can perceive the reason for having vitality, and also because his chakra also has vitality. Naruto watched Jiuwei inject chakra into the dryer, and felt that this Jiuwei was exactly the same as the original cartoon. It was really a proud fox. There is still a lot of chakra capacity in Jiuwei, and the pump was quickly filled up. The pump began to operate with a loud clang sound. Naruto Vortex was not idle either, he went to his storage space and returned to his house. Then enter the bathroom and discharge the sewage directly into the toilet. Before long, the water in the seal space was pumped out, and the pump was very awesome. Then Naruto Vortex returned the pump to his storage space. Then I exchanged a dryer in the system to make its damp sealing space dry. After seeing it, Jiuwei didn't want to say anything and just stuffed the chakra into the dryer. Naruto Vortex lost 2 more pieces of meat in front of the Vermilion Gate, which can be considered as a reward for 9 tails. It seems that the drying machine is already in operation, but with such a large sealing space, it is estimated that it will take a long time to wait this time. Waiting was a bit boring, so Naruto Vortex decided to go back and come back tomorrow or a few days to watch. Otherwise, what is he doing here? Just staring at a fox, right? Equals hi, H smiley face anyway, the 9-tailed chakra has a large amount, so a little intentional or unintentional emission is enough for the dryer to run for a long time. Time flies, autumn has passed, and winter comes one after another. The cold wind is piercing, and snowflakes are drifting. Naruto's dryer has completed his work. Naruto put it into their storage space. The only headache now is how to transform this sealing space. Thinking about it, Naruto saw his clock in the sealed space and realized that time was rushing towards evening. He plans to first leave his storage space and then think about how to modify this sealing space. Naruto, who had just come out, suddenly felt like he wanted to go out and take a walk. Do whatever you say, Naruto just put on his clothes, it's the same as before. The cold winter wind of Mai is as piercing as a needle, freezing Naruto to the point of trembling. It's snowing. Naruto returned to his room. He is going to dress up and also get a thicker cotton jacket to wear. My hair still turned white, and I took a red scarf myself. Be prepared to protect your neck and prevent the piercing cold wind from penetrating your body through your neck. Walking outside, the pure white snowflakes are like elves in the sky, fluttering underground, bringing a purity and tranquility to the winter of the wooden leaves. In the snowy evening, Naruto's figure walked leisurely on the quiet street. The streets were already covered in snow. White, and footsteps made a creaking sound as they stepped on the snowy streets. Today, the night market in Kiba is particularly quiet, as if even the figure of ninjas is somewhat rare. Naruto quietly looked at the wooden leaves, and Naruto was also covered in the snow. Their hair turned snow. White. Most night markets in Mai are made of wooden rooms, but the faint lights above seem to penetrate the snow. White, bringing a touch of warmth to people in winter. It's really strange, why is it so quiet today? Even the commonly seen ninjas have decreased. Naruto felt a bit strange, but he didn't take it to heart. He walked steadily towards the vendor selling red bean rice cake soup. Since I suddenly came up with something, I'll buy some hot drinks at the night market to warm up my body. In the cold winter, red bean rice cake soup is the best choice. Both the current Naruto Vortex and the original Naruto Vortex enjoy eating red bean rice cake soup. I went to the vendor to give money and bought 2 cups of red bean rice cake soup myself, ready to go home and taste it carefully. After purchasing hot drinks, Naruto wandered aimlessly through the wooden leaves. After all, with his current makeup, unless the 3rd-generation Hokage, who occasionally peeks during business or leisure, can discover that he is not Naruto. The remaining ordinary people can't even detect it. He is the legendary, nine-tailed demon fox. Even if other ninjas discover it, they dare not do anything. After all, the third-generation Hokage is still alive, and most people cannot move themselves. Even Jitsu Tuanzang dared not take action against himself during the third-generation Hokage. Even if you dare to attack yourself and then release the nine-tailed demon fox, let's have another nine-tailed rebellion. I can't bear it now. The last Nine Tails rebellion, the fourth Hokage, had already sacrificed their lives, and now Sannin has defected with only one, leaving the remaining two in Kiba. So now, Kiba's combat power is very low, the weakest since the 3 generations of Hokage rule. If we release the Nine Tails, if the third Hokage seals the Nine Tails with their lives again. The last bit of combat power of Kiba was completely depleted, and the third generation Hokage was killed in battle, with no support from the Kiba people. Then came the popular 5.5 generation Hokage team, who took office. So it's impossible for the third generation Hokage to let others deal with him, unless his mind is turned off. As long as the third generation Hokage reigns for one day, he is very safe. Chapter 10. The Encounter of Fate. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Woo-woo. 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 A burst of crying interrupted Naruto's thinking, and he felt a bit creepy. After all, who is crying at night? Turning his head, he saw a weak figure slowly approaching him. I saw a person wearing a black dress with jet black hair. With snow-white eyes, as beautiful as a gem in winter. Naruto Vortex looked at the girl in front of him and knew why he suddenly came up with a thought today. It should be the world that influences him, otherwise he wouldn't have met the person of his future destiny. He is about the same age as himself, with a pair of snow-white eyes, which at first glance are like the blood of Kiba, the boundary white eyes. You can tell with your but who this little girl is. The original match of Naruto Vortex in Hinata's original work is a kind, gentle, and strong girl. When pain attacked Naruto, bravely stood up to protect and confess Naruto. She is a good girl who sacrifices her life for love. To say that Hinata is really cute, but for the current Naruto Vortex, he can only see her as his younger sister. If you really like Hinata when you were a child now, then I'm sorry, only the silver bracelet is waiting for you. Watching Naruto cry in Hinata, one can probably guess why. Hinata Nishi's father Hinata Nishi, for the sake of me, did not engage in war with Yunin village. He took the initiative to replace the dead ghost with his brother Hinata Nishi. No wonder it's so quiet today, and ninjas are also a bit rare. It's highly likely that they attended the funeral of the Hinata Hyuga. Naruto Vortex remembers Hinata in the original work, as she couldn't bear the heavy atmosphere and ran out. Then I happily got lost. As one of the 3 major pupil techniques in the world of Hokage, White Eye has a perspective function. The daughter of our clan leader has been lost and no one has come to find her. If another spy from the neighboring village takes Hinata away, it would be hilarious. Are you lost? Naruto cautiously asked Hinata, afraid that his voice would be too loud. Stimulating her again, he won't suit the crying girl winky face. Woo-woo. Looking at the young boy's field in front of him, he nodded with all his strength. Then the little pearl at the corner of the eye flowed out uncontrollably. Okay, I still cried. Naruto Vortex saw that Hinata had dropped pearls again, and he really wouldn't comfort the girl. Especially for such a young girl, but he remembered that his family had taught him how to comfort children with snacks before. Thinking of this, Naruto Vortex looked at his hand, holding 2 cups of red bean rice cake soup. Then he took out a handful of red bean rice cake soup and handed it to Hinata. Hinata was still confused and inexplicably accepted the red bean rice cake soup. Drink it, you can't cry anymore after drinking. Naruto Vortex also opened his own portion and slowly tasted it. Hinata looked at the boy in front of him and started drinking red bean soup. Then he said thank you, wiped the little pearl on his face, and slowly opened it to taste. Looking at Hinata no longer shedding small pearls, Naruto Vortex felt that the teachings at home were indeed reasonable. Then he said, "Give me your hand." "Why?" Hinata, who was tasting red bean rice cake soup, was startled. Her face was flushed and she stuttered when speaking. "In that case, you won't easily fall on the snowy road." Naruto Vortex pointed out that the snow stains on Hinata's black kimono had not been cleaned yet. Although the words are said like this. Hinata also found that the snow stains on her body had not been removed yet. As a cultured member of the big family, Hinata felt a bit ashamed. She was a bit shy and didn't dare to let the boy hold her hand. "What's going on? Is it causing you a lot of trouble?" "I'm sorry." "No, not really." Upon hearing Naruto Vortex's question, Hinata noticed that Naruto had some misunderstanding. Thinking it was because she despised him, Hinata's head shook like a tambourine. Then Hinata seemed to have made some decision. Carefully extending his hand, his heart was pounding shyly. Until the warmth of the boy's hand was transmitted, Hinata seemed to be injected with a warm current. The whole restless and beating heart slowly calmed down. Looking at the little boy who was half ahead of him, Hinata suddenly felt relieved. She felt that the little boy must be a gentle person. Naruto, walking ahead, holding Hinata's hand, was completely unaware of Hinata's thoughts. His attention was entirely focused on carefully holding Hinata to prevent her from falling again. After all, such a young child would fall a few more times and become foolish. "Wow, your home is really big." Naruto Vortex stood in front of the gate of the Hinata clan, looking at the grand and majestic gate. "I thought to myself that Hinata is truly a famous wealthy woman in the Hokage." Upon hearing Naruto's question, Hinata shyly curled up her head, living like a little penguin. The two of them probably didn't know how long they had been walking. Naruto didn't know the way, and Hinata forgot the way. The two of them wandered around for an unknown amount of time, and on the way, they also bought a few more red bean rice cake soup, most of which were consumed by Hinata alone. Sayonara. Naruto Vortex bid farewell to Hinata and prepared to return. Later, Naruto seemed to remember something and turned his head to say a few words in Hinata's ear before leaving. On a snowy winter night, Hinata stood outside the gate of the Hinata clan, watching as Naruto Vortex left. Snowflakes fell on his shoulders, gradually melting into droplets and sliding down. Hinata shrunk his neck, but still stood there until the figure gradually disappeared into the darkness. On the cold winter night, Hinata felt her hands warm, her whole body warm, and her stomach warm. Being warmed by this unfamiliar boy warmed my heart. Although I don't know who he is, I remember the clothes he was wearing and his voice. Maybe we will meet again in the future. The girl is ready to knock on the door. At this moment, the girl's father appeared. He held an umbrella in his hand with a serious expression, ready to scold the girl. The girl seemed to think of the unfamiliar boy, inspiring herself with his words and courage. She said before her father spoke, "Father, I'm sorry. I know I was wrong. I will definitely not run around next time." The girl's father didn't seem to have expected her to say so, and her serious expression was delayed. "Hinata, I didn't blame you, it's just that you should know your responsibilities as a member of the clan." At night, heavy snow continued to fall one after another, easing the relationship between the girl and her father. With a creak, the door to the apartment was opened, and Naruto entered with red bean rice cake soup. After saying goodbye to Hinata, Naruto Vortex went to buy a cup of red bean rice cake soup and prepared to drink it as a late-night snack. What Naruto Vortex said in Hinata's ear was nothing more than to make Hinata brave and face his own problems. As for how Hinata understood it, it's not about Naruto Vortex. Naruto Vortex's intention is good. Hinata was under too much pressure from her father. "I didn't muster the real courage to face my father and my own cowardice. I hope to say something that can help Hinata improve a little, even if it's just a little. I haven't wasted those few words."